Yeah! Ha ha ha! Oh yeah. Hello fan base, this is your boy. Coming at you with another video better than most. I feel I need to do a little something different, but just in case if you guys don't know who that was the great EPMD. They put out this song called The Richter Scale, and doing something different sometimes make me feel better. My boy, none other than the one only Alpha 3 does every video where he does a music introduction, so I feel that sometimes I might do this from time to time. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to completely be like somebody else. But sometimes you gotta do something different to make the video that much more interesting. But anyway, enough of that. And in case you guys didn't pay attention to this is actually a skull. As you can see the light on it. Let me give you a prime example. See that light right there? Yeah, see that skull? I like that skull, brother. I like that skull. You know what I'm saying? I mean, skull means death, or it could mean something else depending on what you want to talk about. But anyway, enough of that. I just want to get a little fun action in the video, but this video is about the Philadelphia Eagles and the game they played yesterday against the Arizona Cardinals. The Eagles lost the game 33-27. I think that's the score, 30-27. You know what I'm saying? It was a we lost by 6.7 points, however you want to put it. I said this several times before. I'm not actually ready to jump on the Jalen Hurts bandwagon yet because the guy only played 2 games. And we still have people on social media still talking about this guy, saying that he's the franchise quarterback, he's the new franchise quarterback, and they are continuing to diss Carson Wentz. Now, I'm not exactly sure how much this situation going on about him wanting to be traded to another team because he's upset because he don't want to be a backup quarterback. I mean, don't get me wrong, the guy has done a whole lot for the Eagles organization in the last 5 years he was there. And so for him to get sacked 50 times because of a banged up offensive line, and you only got one guy that's true, and that's Jason Kelce, who's the mainstay for the Eagles offensive line. The Cardinals just came with the pressure throughout the whole game, and nothing you really can say about it because, see, on one game, you really can't say how good a person is unless you get actual footage. So the Cardinals had footage from the Saints game, a team that we beat, who was supposed to beat us, but we wound up beating them. You know what I'm saying? And so the Saints didn't know what they were getting from Jalen Hurts. So that's why the Eagles won that football game. But the Cardinals had film on Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense. And so with them constantly bringing pressure, the entire front four bringing pressure, and they constantly bringing blitzes in the A gap, B gap. They sacked Hurts 3 times in the football game. They got him 3 times, which is now, instead of it being, no, I'm sorry, 6 times, I'm sorry, they said Jalen Hurts 6 times because it went from 50 to 6 sacks on Hurts, and that was he didn't get sacked in the actually he did get sacked in the Saints game. Come think about it, he got sacked 3 times in the Saints game and got sacked 3 times in this Arizona game. So it's overall at 6 sacks. So the Eagles have allowed 56 sacks, and they are still on pace to break the Randall Cunningham all-time sack record, which stands at 76. Some folks say 72, but I believe 76. I I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I really can't indicate that. But I know that that sack record is a NFL high, and it's an Eagles. It's an Eagles career record, and it's an NFL season record for the most sacks in one season. And so, but the positives of this game that Hurts was able to stay upright throughout most of the game because of the fact he was able to get left and right, run out left and right, and he stepped up in the pocket a few times and launched a few balls downfield. You know, the guy had 3 touchdown passes, no interceptions, and he threw for over 300 yards. He had like from 20-some passes for 30, 40-some attempts. So overall, and the best thing about it, the running game was on fire. For the first time in many moons, Dougie ran the ball in the first half and the second half. And so we were wondering for the longest time when he was going to consistently run the football in both halves, because they normally get out of the running game after the first attempt in the first half. So with all of this being in the minds of Minota, if you will, when were they going to run the football? When were they going to pass deep balls? So if you really look at this entire game overall, Hurts was able to complete a lot of deep balls downfield, and he threw one deep ball into the end zone for a touchdown. Then the other 3 touchdowns came off of short dinks and dunks here and there, but it just that we had a banged up offensive line, and it probably going to take the rest of the season for this line to gel, because teams are still bringing pressure up the A and B gaps and around the edges. So our next opponent now is the Dallas Cowboys. That's who our next opponents are. And so the Cowboys now got footage of Jalen Hurts as well, and they're gonna look at what the Cardinals able to do against Jalen Hurts. And the Cowboy defense is basically a 3-4, if you will. They got 4 linebackers, and they got three defense ends and tackles. So the Cowboys is a 3-4 defense. And overall, this is probably the first time that Jalen Hurts has actually seen a 3-4 defense. And so it makes you wonder who the offensive linemen are going to block, because see, even though you can block the front 4, the 3 down linemen and your linebacker coming off the edge, they can still bring pressure around the edge. They can actually bring a 5th man or somebody to rush up the A and B gap while the defensive tackles and ends are occupying the offensive linemen. So it could be one of those games again, and I don't know if the Eagles are going to win that football game or not. It's really hard to tell, because the Cowboys won. They won this past Sunday, and we lost this past Sunday. And right now, the Washington Redskins are in sole possession of the NFC East because the Giants lost as well. So, so the Giants got 9 losses. We got 9 losses. We are now 4-9 and 4-9-1 with 2 more games to go. So it's kind of strange if you look at all this, but the defense was able to get some sacks as well on Kyler Murray. They got a few sacks on him, you know what I'm saying? I think they sacked him about 3 times, I believe, in that game. So it's just that Kyler Murray did what everybody said he would do. The man ran the football a few times and got some touchdowns. So the Eagles all year have been having issues with mobile quarterbacks, and so against the Cowboys, Dalton is not a mobile quarterback. He's a pure in pocket passer, but he still can get rid of the ball that much quicker downfield. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this game is going to play out, because we got a banged up secondary. We don't know if Clay gonna come back this week, because he was in concussion protocol this past Sunday after playing in the same game and getting hurt. So he should be cleared to play before the end of the week come to pass. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're now approaching Christmas, and so a few Christmas games gonna be coming on Christmas as well. And then we got some Saturday games and some Sunday games. So a lot of games are gonna be played between Christmas and Sunday. So they're gonna be interested to see how they're gonna turn out to be, because I'm very interested to see how the game is going to go. And Cowboys, we beat the Cowboys once already this year, and it was in Dallas. Now this game is gonna be in Philadelphia. So because we went to Arizona, they passed Sunday and almost won the football game. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna turn out and how they're going to go, because the Cowboys, they are pretty much more of a healthier team than we are. The Cowboys offensive line is still intact, and they've been able to protect Andy Dalton in the last 3 games that they won and lost. So I mean, the Eagles are going to figure out some way to get the Dalton disrupting timing and get some interceptions and get some sacks, because if they don't and they let Dalton sit in that pocket from the first half and the second half of the game, the Eagles are going to have a long day trying to dash Cowboys, because the Cowboys are looking for some payback. And I'm not sure if we're going to be favored to win this football game. I doubt it very seriously, because of the fact that the Cowboys are more healthier than we are. We still missing some components on defense. Avonte Maddox had a banged-up knee. He didn't play last week, who got hurt in the Saints game as well, along with Darius Slay Jr., who hit his head in the Saints game and was on concussion protocol this past Sunday. And so we don't know if he's going to be able to play or not. And then we got one guy who hurt his knee, and that was on McLean. He's out for the rest of the season. So, I mean, this is pretty much a banged-up team. And then not to mention, Cox also hurt himself in the game against the Cardinals. So we don't know how good he's going to be. So, I mean, it's so many questions up in the air based on defense, because at first we had more offensive players hurt, and still do. Now, the defense is beginning to pay the cost. The simple fact is, they are missing tackles, and if they are tackling, they're getting hit in the head, or they're getting popped, or getting hit by wide receivers who either are trying to jam at the line of scrimmage and been very unsuccessful in doing so. So all that can cause injuries if you ain't careful, because you can slip and slide on the field, hit your head, or the player that you're trying to guard from getting the ball can hurt you as well. So, I mean, it's so many complications of injuries hurting the Philadelphia Eagles team on offense and defense. And I don't think the Eagles are going to be healthy none the rest of this year, because we got too many injuries, like I said before. And Darius Slay, he's up in the air right now. And Avonte Maddox, he's up in the air because he had a banged-up knee. And when you get a banged-up knee, that takes at least 2 weeks to heal. So Maddox might want him going on injury reserve. If he don't play this week against the Cowboys, he more likely going to wind up on IR, and that will end his season. And so the same could be said for Darius Slay. If he don't pass concussion protocol, earliest he can start is against the final game against the Washington Redskins, who are the division leaders, and who also own a tiebreaker against us. So it's a must. It's a must win for the Eagles to beat the Cowboys and to beat the Washington Redskins, because we owe Washington. We owe them big time because of the way we got manhandled and the way we allow them to manhandle. You know what I'm saying? They manhandled the Washington Redskins defense that manhandled the Eagles offense in that week 1 game and week 1 loss, and that left the bad taste in their mouth. So let's hope the bad taste still in their mouth when they play the Washington Redskins. So, and no need to looking that far ahead. We got to take 1 game at a time. Like I said, 2 more games to left now. Because we are now in week 14. That's now passed. Now we're approaching week 15, which is now Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Them 3 days, a lot of NFL games gonna be coming on. So because of the COVID-19 virus, some games had got postponed and it'll be shifted on some weekend, because it was some weekend games that didn't pay as well. The Panthers played this weekend, and I think the Broncos played this weekend as well. So they past Saturday. So there would be some more Saturday game coming up, and then we got Thursday night game coming up as well. So Thursday is actually Christmas Eve. So I mean, a lot of this can be talked about, but overall, the Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, like I said before, I'm not finna jump on Jalen Hurts bandwagon right now, because there are too many people already on his bandwagon. Too many people already in his drop straps. Too many people on his dick right now, and too many people kicking his ass. I'm not up to 3. I'm still gonna stick with Carson Wentz until otherwise noted. If the man get traded in the off season, then he's gone. Then I'm gonna go ahead and stick with Hurts. But until more development between now and the off season goes down, I'm sticking with Wentz. And there's not many more that could be said and done about that. Like I said, defense did real well. They got 3 sacks against Kyler Murray. They intercepted him once. I forgot to mention that. And we got only 5 interceptions this year. That's a low. That's a terrible low. And when you get 5 picks, that means that you're missing some stars on your defensive back rotation that's not able to get no picks. So 5 interceptions this year. That's a career. That's an Eagles all-time low, I believe. 3 sacks. We are a top 5 team in sacks. Offensive line banged up. The more you can say about that. On the mainstay is Jason Kelce. The Eagles had to swap out quarterback because Wentz had been sacked 50 times, which is a career high in itself. You know what I'm saying? But overall, they've been sacked. The Eagles been sacked in 2 games, three a game. They got sacked last week against the Saints, and this week just passed, we got sacked 3 times. So I mean, it's really kind of up in the air, and I'm not gonna say it's a bad day, but I can say this about the Eagles and the Cardinals. I'm not gonna say I was disappointed in this loss, because the fact is, this was an effort loss. See, I like effort loss. I don't like pure losses where you just give up. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you tank. And the Eagles are not a tanking team. The Jacksonville Jaguars are a tanking team, because they don't have no wins. And the Jets won their first game against the Rams. They passed us, so now they got 1 win, and so they were the #1 team to win the first overall spot. But now since they had that 1 win, that #1 spot now belongs to Jacksonville. And so, I mean, Jacksonville, they just tanking anyway, because they feel that they can get a top quarterback, and they probably gonna wind up with the boy from Clemson. That's what everybody's looking for. They want that boy there. So I mean, whew. I can sit up here and talk about football all day, but like I said, I've already gave you my data of the Philadelphia Eagles. Still people jumping on this man bandwagon. I'm not really. I mean, I got a shirt in the closet. I got a jersey in the closet, but I think I wanted a jersey only once this season, and that was way before he even took a start. So I mean, I'm just completely blown away. Like I said, we lost this game. It was an effort loss, and I appreciate that, because at least they tried to win the football game. They threw a couple of Hail Marys, and both Hail Marys had got knocked out, and none of the receivers of the Eagles were able to jump up and get the football. So I mean, it's a loss, and no more you can say do but to accept it. You know, but like I said, this loss was a more better loss than the recent losses in the Eagles season this year alone. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video on a high note. Right now the Eagles were on the Richter scale, and now we're down below the Richter scale. So we gotta figure out how can we get back on the Richter scale. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video on a high note. Peace, one love. Keep it underground like street level.
I rock a Rolex watch with a diamond bezel. Rap terror, B, a new era off the Richter scale, blowing hotter than ever with the squadron. Beg your pardon, got the heads nodded, lost the mind and said shit when we barged in the front door. Rugged, keeps our shit raw, make hits for the fans, plus the world tour. Believe that, beat that, E&P's back, record heads daily, chill and get the boats out.